Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschathyadishatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol Hare Krishna. Welcome. We are in the second chapter and the most important part of the entire Bhagavad Gita. One of the most important part of Bhagavad Gita, which is Sankhya Yoga. So we are heading towards the Sankhya Yoga, but I don't know how much we can cover. At least we'll start it today, I think. Okay. So continuing from the 8th sloka, which is chapter 2, text 8 onwards. We are going to start reading now. Okay. So all of you are ready? We'll read text 8, quite big purport. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 8. Please repeat. Nahi prapashyami mamapanusyat. Mamapanusyat. Yaschokam uschoshanam indriyanam. Avapya bhumau asapatnam ruddam. Rajyam suranam apichadipatyam. Translation: I can find no means to drive away this grief, which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel Even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with the sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. Purport, read it.
Although Arjuna was putting forward so many arguments based on knowledge of the principles of religion and moral codes, it appears that he was unable to solve his real problem without the help of the spiritual master, Lord Sri Krishna. He could understand that his so called knowledge was useless in driving away his problems, which were drying up his whole existence, and it was impossible for him to solve such perplexities without the help of a spiritual master like Lord Krishna. Academic knowledge, scholarship, high position, etc., are all useless in solving the problems of life. Help can be given only by a spiritual master like Krishna. Therefore, the conclusion is that a spiritual master who is 100% Krishna conscious is the bona fide spiritual master, for he can solve the problems of life. Lord Chaitanya said that one who is a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, regardless of his social position. Mataji, can you scroll? Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji, can you scroll? Of his social position is the real spiritual master. Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyashi Shudra Kene Naya Ye Krishna Tattva Veta She Guru Haya. It does not matter whether a person is Vipra, learned scholar in Vedic wisdom, or is born in a lower family, or is in the renounced order of life. If he is a master in the science of Krishna, he is the perfect and bona fide spiritual master. Chaitanya Charamrita Madhya Lila 8.128. So, without being a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, no one is a bona fide spiritual master. It is also said in the Vedic literature. Mataji, can you scroll up? Tatkarma nipuno vipro, mantra tantra visharada, avaishnavo gurur nasayad, vaishnava swapacho guru. A scholarly Brahmana, expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge, is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava or expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. But a person born in a family of lower caste can become a spiritual master if he is a Vaishnava or Krishna conscious. Padma Purana. The problems of material existence, birth, old age, disease, and death cannot be counteracted by accumulation of wealth and economic development. In any parts of the world, there are states which are replete with all facilities of life, which are full of wealth and economically developed, yet the problems of material existence are still present. They are seeking peace in different ways, but they can achieve real happiness only if they consult Krishna or the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which constitute the science of Krishna through the bona fide representative of Krishna, the man in Krishna consciousness. If economic development and material comforts could drive away one's lamentations for family, social, national, or international inebriaties, then Arjuna would not have said that even an unrivaled kingdom on earth or supremacy like that of the demigods in the heavenly planets would be unable to drive away his lamentations. He sought, therefore, refuge in Krishna consciousness, and that is the right path for peace and harmony. Economic development or supremacy over the world can be finished at any moment by the catalysms of material nature. Even elevation into a higher planetary situation, as men are now seeking on the moon planet, can also be finished at one stroke. The Bhagavad Gita confirms this. Krishne Punya Martya Lokam Vishanti. When the results of pious activities are finished, one falls down again from the peak of happiness to the lowest status of life. Many politicians of the world have fallen down in that way. Such downfalls only constitute more causes for lamentation. Therefore, if we want to curb lamentation for good, then we have to take shelter of Krishna as Arjuna is seeking to. So Arjuna asked Krishna to solve his problem, definitely, and this is the way of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Om Tat Sat. So an excellent purport. So first, Arjuna is still, even though he said, I'm surrendering unto you, we stopped there, and he's continuing to speak, and then he's finishing the sentence. So I'm feeling very much disturbed, Krishna. My senses are drying up. Even if I get heavenly planet kind of very opulent life also, I won't be able to drive away the sorrow or disturbance which I'm getting in my head. I'm very much disturbed. So that's what he's telling. But look at Prabhupada's purport, excellent. Even though Arjuna is putting forward so many arguments based on knowledge of the principles of religion and moral codes, it appears that he was unable to solve his real problem without the help of the spiritual master Lord Krishna. So nowadays, many of the people, yesterday also, here one devotee asked, I don't remember, I think Akashit Prabhu, that if somebody is very much surrendered to Krishna, they really are very much good devotee, but they are not accepting spiritual master. Is that all right? So this is Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter, Prabhupada's purport. So are you follower of Prabhupada? How can we claim somebody to a devotee at all? How clearly Prabhupada is mentioning Arjuna, many arguments. There are people who show big knowledge, big arguments, a lot of arguments, especially the youth. When they come to Krishna consciousness, they have many arguments based on knowledge and principles of religion and moral code, how a woman should behave, how a devotee should behave, what color dress they need to wear, how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to offer, what mantra, this mantra, what time to get up, what time to sleep, the system. Many, many codes. But cannot solve his real problem without the help of the spiritual master. In this case, it's Lord Krishna. And for us, we have to approach the bona fide spiritual master. That's what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning further. He could understand his so-called knowledge was useless in driving away his problems. So those who talk this kind of lot of moral codes, we find that they are so confused in very small decisions which they want to take in their life, even small decisions. So the one without a spiritual master basically is a confused person. That's it. Full stop. There is nothing more to discuss on that. Without the spiritual master, it is impossible to progress in spiritual life. And Krishna has sent authorized Acharya Parampara for one to progress. So one should take advantage of this Parampara. But one may speak very intelligently. A person is not initiated, but he is speaking very intelligently. But when it comes to real problem in his own life, then he won't be able to tackle it. This is the truth. Even Arjuna is a great archer from a great family. He was born by the mercy of Indra to wonderful parents. They were brought up very nicely. And good teacher, Dronacharya. Everything. Very dear grandson of Bhishma. Everything is there. So he could understand the so-called knowledge was useless in driving away his problems, which were drying up his whole existence. This will happen. This will happen to every person who has not taken shelter of the Acharya Parampara. And what is impossible for him to solve the perplexities of life without the help of spiritual master like Lord Krishna. So we become puffed up. That is why Kunti Maharani is praying that what is that? Janma Aishwarya Sruta Srivir Edamana Matapuman Naivarhati Apitatum Vaitvam Akinchana Gocharam. My dear Krishna, a person who's having lot of knowledge, a person who's in a good birth, or a beauty, or many good relatives or friends, association, big system, but still he cannot approach you due because he becomes puffed up by all these things. If he gets any very much beautiful, or if somebody has a lot of wealth, or somebody has a lot of knowledge, intelligence, they have family, strength, family or relatives or some Sangha where they are giving strength. These kind of things, materially speaking, are very much glorified. But that will give puffed upness. With a sincere heart, such persons cannot approach you. This is the prayer of Queen Kunti. So you are the Lord of persons who doesn't have any of these things. That's Kaivalya Pataye Namaha. She's praying, Kunti Maharani's prayer. So this academic knowledge or scholarship, higher position, etc., are all useless in solving problems of life. There cannot be any more clear explanation than this. Even in Ishopanishad, we saw that how knowledge, without directly Krishna consciousness, direct Krishna, no indirect, any knowledge without Krishna, addressing Krishna, presenting Krishna, any knowledge without Krishna is darkest of ignorance. It will take one to darkest of ignorance. Ignorance, darkest of the hell. And there in Ishopanishad is mentioned, ignorance is better than such knowledge. A person not so very educated is better than a person who is wrongly educated in Vedic culture. Actually, three divisions Prabhupada is mentioning in Ishopanishad, in the purport. One is the person in ignorance is dangerous. More dangerous is a person who is materially educated. And even more dangerous than the materially educated person is a person who is wrongly educated in Vedic knowledge. In the so-called spirituality, bogus gurus, many bogus things are happening in this world. So that is even more dangerous. In the name of religion, they misguide the entire society. So help can be given only by the spiritual master like Krishna. Therefore, the conclusion is that spiritual master who's 100% Krishna conscious is the bona fide spiritual master, or he can solve the problems of life. So we have Acharya Parampara, we have the principles of code and contact, and we know the scale from which we can understand. So Lord Chaitanya said that one who is the master in the science of Krishna consciousness, regardless of his social position, is a real spiritual master. Sometimes we get bewildered by the social position. We had a discussion yesterday about women, Shudra, less intelligent. So here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very clearly says, regardless of social position, if one knows the science of Krishna, so who can become a guru is the definition given here. Say Guru Haya. This is the definition of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kenanaya, Ye Krishna Tattva Veta, say Guru Haya. Who is the educated Vipra, Brahmana? Who is the sannyasi? Kiba Nyasi. And who is the Shudra? Whoever be it, doesn't matter. Whether he is an educated Brahmana or he is a sannyasi or he is a Shudra. Doesn't matter who it is. But, Ye Krishna Tattva Veta, the person who is expert in the Krishna Tattva, he is the one who is Guru. He can become Guru. It does not matter whether a person is a Vipra, learned scholar of Vedic wisdom, or is born in a lower family or renounced order of life. If he is master in the science of Krishna, he is a perfect and bona fide spiritual master. See, this is the definition of Lord Chaitanya. So without being a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, no one is a bona fide spiritual master. The science of Krishna consciousness has to be thorough, clear. One must be master. One cannot call oneself a guru if he is not expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. So that is the scale. So there are many gurus with a big beard and cracking jokes and becoming famous in social media like this. Many gurus are there. But we have to check after understanding Srila Prabhupada's books, especially Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then we can easily understand who's bona fide, who's not bona fide. No one is a bona fide spiritual master without being a master in the science of Krishna consciousness. We all can become masters. How? Srila Prabhupada, learning from Srila Prabhupada's books. Srila Prabhupada is an excellent spiritual master, bona fide, and one is thoroughly learning from him. That is why Guru Maharaj again and again says that Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, and Bhakti Vedanta. This is not just a degree to get like we got in the college without properly getting educated. No. We are here for a purpose. What is the purpose? Authoritatively, from the purports of Srila Prabhupada, not by our own speculation. I know. No. First I say, I don't know. When sitting in front of Prabhupada, say that I don't know. Don't say that I know. You know? I know. Don't say that because we don't know. Here, very clearly, master in the science of Krishna consciousness. So we are here to gradually progress to become master in the science of Krishna consciousness. And so it is also said that in the Vedic literature, Satkarma Nipuno Vipra Mantra Tantra Visharada. Sometimes experts are there, mantra and tantra. Nipuno Vipro. Vipra means more than Brahmana. Expert in Shastra, Vedic knowledge, slokas, very, very wonderful Shastra, Shastric knowledge, Vedic knowledge, Brahmana, scholar Brahmana, but is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava. A wonderful devotion, presenting Krishna boldly, that is essential. Or expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. Unless one is expert in the science of Krishna consciousness, he cannot present Krishna with complete faith and confidence. So it's essential to present Krishna. And that such a person is a Vaishnava. And then he is a spiritual master. But a person, even if one is born in a Brahmana family and expert in the Vedic knowledge, is unfit to become spiritual master. If he is not a Vaishnava. But a person who's born in a family of lower caste can become spiritual master if he is a Vaishnava or Krishna consciousness. The best example is Srila Prabhupada initiated so many wonderful Western devotees. They are all not born in the Brahmana family or Sanskriti, Indian culture, Amara Bharat Mahan. We are seeing, no, in Bharat what is happening. Every parent is advising the child. Study nicely, get a good job, settle nicely, eat nicely, sleep nicely, get a house, get a car, get a wife, get babies. Settle down. That's all. If anybody takes up to Krishna consciousness, the parents get bewildered. Oh, why he is going? Why they are doing it? Now, Corona came. After the COVID came, they had some little bit realization that may come anytime. And slap on your face. That time, little opening was there. But Srila Prabhupada went, that's why in India, the people came when Prabhupada opened in Jhansi, his first center. His spiritual master asked him to preach in West, but he didn't see much hope. He didn't have money, anything. So that time he opened in Jhansi, League of Devotees. Initially, it was not ISKCON, International Society. It is League of Devotees. So there, many Matajis and people will come for his classes every day. They will sit in the bhajan kirtan 1 hour. They will help also even little bit in prasadam and all. But they'll go. They won't chant even 1 round at home. They will give some donation. They'll give something. All those they'll do. But they won't. They are not ready for the transformation. But when he went abroad, he was able to make so many people chant Hare Krishna. Make devotees. And those people were not born in a proper family. Varnashrama Dharma, Amara India, very great. Why are you proud? That's it. The minute you become proud, you're no more Vaishnava. Vaishnava looks beyond the bodily concept. A person born in a family of lower caste can become spiritual master. What to speak of becoming a devotee, becoming spiritual master. So Prabhupada, he appointed many gurus, 11 gurus he appointed. Of course, there is ups and downs for everybody, but we are seeing only this lifetimes. It is Krishna and Guru's duty to take care of them. We are not responsible to comment on anybody. But Guru knows whom to appoint, how to appoint, everything. We simply have to say, yes, sir. One word. The problems of material existence like birth, death, old age, disease are counteracted with the accumulation of wealth and economic development. So there is very, very nice development in the world. Now we say that we are now a lot more improved. Prabhupada is telling this, but better than those days, which they had telegram and other things. Now we have mobile phones and the communication has improved. Any technology is very much developed. And in those days, even people have struggled for 1 kg of rice per month. But now we are very economically developed. In those days, getting a dress for a Diwali or any festival was a big deal. But nowadays, we just go for shopping and get some dresses and come back. It's in abundance. This much abundance production is not essential. But still, we are very economically developed in different ways. But they can never achieve real happiness. All the problems of material existence are still present. It will be present. Problems will be there. You open up the TV and the news, you won't see even one positive news. Oh, in such and such a country, the beautiful, everybody is very happy. In that country, everybody is very nicely. Now, like that, did you see any news? Breaking news, breaking news. And it's shocking news. And it's negative news. You can never hear any pleasant and beautiful environment and beautiful, okay, in this country, such beautiful. You can never. Continuously problems, various problems. So after, they are seeking peace in different ways, but they can achieve real happiness only if they consult Krishna or Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavad, which is constitute the signs of Krishna. How do we know this? Through the bona fide representative of Krishna. So yesterday I told that taking initiation is not an option, it is a mandate in Krishna consciousness. Nowadays, the next generation youth are asking, is it essential to get married? Not essential. Get married, don't get married, it's up to you. No problem. You want a freedom life, have it. No problem. But the question, should I have to take initiation? Yes. Yes. This is essential. Other things may happen, may not happen. The dharma of the age, every varnashrama dharma, everything is broken. But one dharma will save the entire society. That is Sanatana Dharma. What is the Sanatana Dharma? Sanatana means soul, spiritual. Spiritual dharma is nothing but Jivera Swarupohi Krishnera Nityadas. So to become Dasa, so where and all we will consult? How do I consult Krishna Baba? How do I get information from Bhagavad Gita? How will I read Bhagavatam? How will I understand the signs of Krishna which is present in these three things? Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Through what? How will I do it? Through the bona fide representative of Krishna, the man in Krishna consciousness. What can we say anymore? Prabhupada very clearly is explaining. It cannot be more clearer. If economic development or material comfort could drive away one's lamentation for family, social, see, Arjuna would have not said that even an under. See, Arjuna is telling, even if I get all the kingdom back like heaven, like demigod, still I'll be sad. Why? Why he has to be sad? He's getting a very, very wonderful kingdom with all the servants and everything very nicely arranged, and he is going to be the Maha Chakravarti. They are going to be Maha Chakravartis of the world. But still, he is still lamenting. He cannot drive away my sadness. So I told you an example of a fish. Take the fish out of water and put the fish outside and give it car, bungalow, beautiful girls, and then whatever it wants, food, everything you give. Do you think the fish will sit and enjoy all that? Fish will still be struggling. It will die without the water. You give just water. Then it will be so enjoyably jumping here and there and running. Same way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead through Acharya Parampara has to be got. Therefore, he sought refuge in Krishna consciousness. And that is the right path of peace and harmony. The Krishna consciousness is like the water. Or how the water for the fish, same way for the spirit soul. Nothing will satisfy you. Nothing will satisfy you. Economic development. People are behind running and running. Kaun banega crorepati. Whether you attend the program, you don't attend the program, the desire for crorepati is there. And people are coming all over. You put just one video in YouTube, you can't watch it fully. In between will come. Do you want to become a crorepati? There is a coaching class. You become a coach. This and that and something. They are very desperate. The person who is speaking, we can see his desperateness. He's not interested in making us crorepati, but actually he plans to become crorepati by collecting small money from somebody or whatever janjat he is taking us inside. So we can see that they are looking for that. But after achieving also, they won't be able to achieve if the karma doesn't define. For them, the karma, it's not defined in karma, then it won't be. But still, but great mehnat, they are able to get into something, but they will surely be in trouble. Their mental peace and harmony, peace and harmony will never ever be there. They will have problem with the wife, they will have kids with problem, or some problem will come, some other problem. Monetary problem is solved, but some other problem will come. They cannot live in harmony and peace with each other. They won't have friendly relationship. The love and affection with others. What is the use of having so much money when nobody loves you? Nobody. So they all hate. They are looking when you will die so that they can take your property. So economic development or supremacy over the world can be finished at any moment by cataclysm of material nature. What it is, I don't know. This is a new edition. So it will not satisfy you. That's it. How much our economic development is. The material nature will work. So even if you go into other planets, going to moon planet, like they say that let's go to the moon and live. And now they are trying to arrange to go to the moon, which they never went before. But that also. And once they go there, even if they enjoy for some time, like for example, let's go to Switzerland, let's go to Malaysia, let's go there, let's go here, enjoy Switzerland and ice skating, we'll go ice skating, go. And when money finished, you have to come back. In India, people go Goa, Goa, Goa. Money finishes. Sometimes you're looted, pickpocketed. Anything can happen. The family will pickpocket or some other pickpocket person will come. Anyway, your purse is going to empty. And when you come back, you're really irritated. Oh, itna paisa, so much budget. How much is the budget? So you see budget hotels in Goa. Why? The most expensive hotel in the Goa, you see. We are doing this. So even if you go to higher planets, you have to return back like a tourist. So anywhere you go, you can't run away. Inside a jail, which place is better than another place? You are already inside jail. That is the material world. So when the pious activity is finished, then you have to fall down from the peak of happiness. So many politicians in the world have fallen down in that way. Even if they go into a very high state, like even heroes and heroines, once upon a time, they were big heroes and heroines. But nowadays, they would have spent most of the money in very lavishly. And then they become like beggars. So if we want to curb the lamentation for good, then we have to take shelter of Krishna as Arjuna is seeking to do. Now, okay, I will take Krishna as my spiritual master. Don't become proud. So we have to take up the shelter of the representative of Krishna, who is the spiritual master, bona fide Acharya Parampara spiritual master. So Arjuna asked Krishna to solve his problem, definitely. And that is the way of Krishna consciousness. This is the way. This is the way. Approach a bona fide spiritual master. Surrender unto him, serve him, and then you get instructions. This is what we are going to see further. But right now, to understand that approaching a bona fide spiritual master and taking initiation is not optional, it is mandatory. Okay. The next verse, please repeat. Sanjaya Uvacha.
Sanjay Uvacha.
Evamuktva Rishikesham. Gudakesha Parantapa.
Parantapa.
Nayotsya iti Govindam. Yuktva Tushnim Babuvava. Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna chastised of enemies told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. Read the purport.
Dhritarashtra must have been very glad to understand that Arjuna was not going to fight and was instead leaving the battlefield for the begging profession. But Sanjay disappointed him again in relating that Arjuna was competent to kill his enemy Parantapa. Although Arjuna was for time being overwhelmed with false grief due to the family affection, he surrendered unto Krishna, the supreme spiritual master, as a disciple. This indicated that he could soon be free from the false lamentation resulting from family affection and would be enlightened with perfect knowledge of self-realization or the Krishna consciousness and would then surely fight. Thus, Dhritarashtra's joy would be frustrated since Arjuna would be enlightened by Krishna and could fight to the end.
So now Sanjaya is explaining that what Arjuna said, that chastised of enemies, I'll even beg, no problem, I'll give up all the kingdom, everything, I'll not fight. If Arjuna is fighting, not fighting, then mostly victory is doubtful because Arjuna is the most smartest archer, best archer. If you see the Mahabharata war, most of the important people were killed by Arjuna. Bhishma, Drona, not Drona, Drishtadyumna was the reason. Karna, many people, I don't know much detail, but many people, important people were killed by Arjuna. Very powerful warrior. So Dhritarashtra hearing this Arjuna is not going to fight, so I'll become beggar only, no problem. But Sanjaya, what he did is, he said, he used the word for mentioning Arjuna, Parantapa. Parantapa means is the chastiser of enemies. Arjuna is the chastiser of enemies, means he's capable of finishing everybody. So he's capable, so temporarily he's having some confusions. So due to family affection, he's having some confusions. That's all, little bit. And soon Krishna is going to enlighten him and he's going to fight and finish it. So Dhritarashtra's joy will be finished. So Dhritarashtra becomes angry, becomes happy. He said that Arjuna decided that he's going to go and beg, but he will not fight. Whatever happens, I will not fight. He decided. So he has not decided. The decision he has not taken. So generally, we should not take decision in confusion. Very, very important. So this consultation with Krishna, especially with the spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master, as Prabhupada said, we will do. And here, especially in great decision, like fighting a war, killing, these are all big, big decisions. So, this perfect knowledge is not our everyday affair of food and shelter. How will I get a job? How will I sleep or get up? What dress will I wear? This and all is not for spiritual master. Okay? Inquire into absolute truth. So here, the perfect knowledge, enlightened with perfect knowledge of self-realization or Krishna consciousness. And that will be given by Krishna. And then surely Arjuna is going to fight. So he said, Parantapa. So, since Arjuna would be enlightened by Krishna and would fight to the end, so Dhritarashtra's joy will be frustrated. So he didn't use the word Arjuna, but he said Parantapa. Okay. Next verse, 10. Repeat after me. Tam vacha Rishikesha
Tamvat
ऋषिकेश
ऋषिकेश
Prahasanniva Bharata
भारत
भारत
Senayor Upayor Madhye
सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये
Vishidantam Ittam Vacha.
विषीदन्तम् इदं वच.
Translation, O descendant of Bharata, at that time, Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna. The sweet Krishna is smiling. In the midst of both the armies, he is smiling. Arjuna is very confused. And he spoke the following words. Krishna is going to start speaking, but before that, we'll see this purport. Read the purport.
The talk was going on between intimate friends, namely the Rishikesha and the Gudakesha. As friends, both of them were on the same level, but one of them voluntarily became a student of the other. Krishna was smiling because a friend had chosen to become a disciple. As Lord of all, he is always in the superior position as the master of everyone, and yet the Lord agrees to be a friend, a son or a lover for a devotee who wants him in such a role. But when he was accepted as the master, he at once assumed the role and talked with the disciple like the master, with gravity as it is required. It appears that the talk between the master and the disciple was openly exchanged in the presence of both armies so that all were benefited. So the talks of Bhagavad Gita are not for any particular person, society, or community, but they are for all, and friends or enemies are equally entitled to hear them.
Right. Excellent. See here, there are so many misunderstandings about Bhagavad Gita. Everything is clarified in the simple purport. So, Krishna is piling and Arjuna is grief-stricken. So, Gudakesha and Hrishikesha, Prabhupada is mentioning here. Okay. They both are friends, basically. They both are on this, were on the same level. This is what I was telling yesterday. Why Krishna is chastising, why Krishna is speaking like this, why telling that what you're talking is wrong. Because they are friends. They have regular conversation. Both of them are on the same level. But suddenly, one of them became voluntarily become the student of the other. Now Krishna was smiling because a friend has chosen to become a disciple. So, as Lord of all, he is always in a superior position and master. But Lord still agrees to be a friend, a son, a lover for a devotee. Because devotee is filled with the love. So Krishna subdues himself for the love. That is the only thing which can subdue Krishna. Or Krishna would like to be submissive to his devotee. Because the devotee is full of love without expectation. A love without expectation is considered pure love. So then Krishna becomes, I want to be equal or subordinate to this person. Equal is a friend, and subordinate is like parental relationship. So he was accepted. Now Krishna is specifically accepted as a master. Immediately he takes up the position of the master and guru and disciple. Talked with the disciple like a master with gravity as it is required. That is required because he has asked, give me fully, I surrender unto you, give me what I need to do. So now, very, very important, Prabhupada is mentioning, it appears that the talk between the master and the disciple were openly exchanged in the presence of armies so that all were benefited. This is very important for us to understand. That so many misunderstandings there. When you start taking classes, especially Bhagavad Gita, you will get worse kind of questions. I have faced all these years. What are all the questions generally, frequently asked questions? That is there really a place called Kurukshetra, or is it imaginary? Or the horses are the senses and Paramatma and Jivatma is Krishna, and this body is only that chariot. And the lot of problems are going on within our mind. We are confused, and that is the war. Like they full and full, they allegorical. They consider it like a fairy tale story or analogy, not real happening. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, that sloka is very, very important. That we quote. That in Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad Gita itself starts by saying Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. Kshetra means a place. It's simple and straightforward. All the slokas are conversations. And they are simple and straightforward conversation between Guru and disciple, Krishna and Arjuna. That's it. Simple, straightforward, normal conversations. And one more thing, very nice question Disha asked me for some time during introduction. That they show in the Mahabharata serial and all that, everything becomes freezes. When Krishna, Ajipsa, there is an environment Krishna created, that everybody become into a frozen like statue. That game. You have a statue game. When I was small, we had the statue game. You just say statue, then the other person should not move at all. And release. When we say release, then they come out of that or whatever. Till we say that they have to be in the same pose or something like that. So this, like that, they showed. So is it that everybody heard or only Arjuna heard? Krishna froze everybody and spoke only to Arjuna, or he froze the time so that the fighting time can be saved. Like some people, I also told you, don't think that by having a very short prayer, you're cutting short you have to talk a lot. So the prayer is a waste of time. So what I'll do, I'll keep it as short as possible. The mentality. Not like that. They can speak before the war 30, 40 minutes. There is no problem. Very short conversation. In those days, 5,000 years before, this is really a short conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. But for us, it looks big. We don't know Sanskrit also. We are Manda, Sumanta Madiyo, Kali Yuga people. So such a purpose are essential, Prabhupada's full guidance. Then we are trying to understand. We are different from the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. So it's a simple. Krishna went between the armies means he went in between the armies. He parked means he parked. And Arjuna asked means he asked. Regularly he is asking. That's it. One time to Guru Maharaj, they will ask question. Something like, how do we understand this? In Mahabharata, it is said that even I ask sometimes, I get scoldings from Guru Maharaj. How to understand this? Then Guru Maharaj many times have said, as it is. He will say, as it is. Understand as it is. Krishna came, Arjuna came, they spoke. And you know, two persons, when they speak, how it will be. All of you know, no? You're normal human beings, no? Why Ajipsa? Why they need to show the Supreme? Because as Krishna is Supreme Lord, he has to create Ajipsa environment. So here, Prabhupada is mentioning that the master and disciple were openly exchanging in the presence of both the armies. Everybody heard. And it's for the benefit of everybody. And whoever benefited, took it seriously, benefited. Who didn't take, like Duryodhana, he didn't take it seriously, he won't. So the talks of Bhagavad Gita are not for any particular person, society or community, but they are for all and friends are. Even we Kali Yuga people are hearing. Why can't Bhishma and Drona can hear? They can hear. So the Bhagavad Gita was not only for a particular person, society or community, but they are for all and friends or enemies equally entitled to hear them. So anybody can hear. Enemy also, friend also, everybody. So Krishna is going to speak now. Maybe this one sloka we will see. Okay, this is a very nice sloka. Repeat after me. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan
Uvacha.
Asocyan Anvasto. Sorry. Asocyan anvasocastvam.
Asocasvam
Pragyavadamscha bhashase. Gadasuna gadasumscha. Nanu sochanti pandita. Translation. Now Krishna is really start speaking. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for living nor for dead. Purport, read the purport.
The Lord at once took the position of the teacher and chastised the student, calling him indirectly a fool. The Lord said, "You are talking like a learned man, but you do not know that one who is learned, one who knows what is body and what is soul, does not lament for any stage of the body, neither in the living nor in the dead condition." As, as explained in the later chapters, it will be clear that knowledge means to know matter and spirit and the controller of both. Arjuna argued that religious principles should be given more importance than politics or sociology, but he did not know that knowledge of matter, soul, and the supreme is even more important than religious formularies. And because he was lacking in that knowledge, he should not have posed himself as a very learned man. As it did not happen to be a very learned man, he was consequently lamenting for something which was unworthy of lamentation. The body is born and is destined to be vanquished today or tomorrow. Therefore, the body is not as important as the soul. One who knows this is actually learned, and for him there is no cause of lamentation, regardless of the condition of the material body.
Okay, so very nice here. Nanu sochanti pandita. He's calling him like a pandita, you are speaking very learned words. So he's chastising first as a guru, teacher. Now he's a teacher, he can chastise, calling him indirectly a fool. Actually, he's calling pandita, but indirectly a fool. Why? Who's fool? Who's intelligent? The one who knows, I'm not this body, I'm spirit, soul, I'm eternal servant of Krishna. It's a completeness. Okay. Some people say that you're not the body, you're soul. You're not the body, you're soul. बहुत नंगा मुंगा लगता. The soul, what is soul means what? Soul means some empty thing, or soul is some light. What kind of vastu is it? So you're not the body, you're spirit, soul, eternal servant of Krishna. Krishna is missing, only jnana. So this is even Mayavadis. Many lectures you can hear, you're not the body, you're soul. All the Mayavadi lectures like this only. You're not the body, you're soul. But what is the activity of the soul? I don't know. No activity of the soul is explained. So here he's calling him a fool because a person who's in bodily concept is said to be in ignorance. So you're talking like a learned man, but you do not know that one who's learned, one who knows who is learned, definition here very clearly, who knows what is body and what is soul. And he does not lament for any stage of the body, neither for the living nor for the dead condition. So matter and spirit, the knowledge of matter and spirit, this is what is called Sankhya Yoga. Discriminating very clearly what is matter and what is spirit. And the controller of both. See? Jai Srila Prabhupada. Knowledge means to know matter and spirit and the controller of both. Sometimes this controller of both is missing. But be careful. Then that defines the control of both. Then only that will define our constitutional position as a spirit soul. The spirit soul has a form. It is also Satsidananda. it has some activity. All those are there when we say, when we are not the body, we are spirit, soul, we are servant of Krishna. When we say servant of Krishna, so many things are there inside. That is the complete definition of the spirit soul. So here, Prabhupada very nicely says, so knowledge means to know the matter also and spirit also and the control of both. And this science is called Sankhya Yoga. So Arjuna argued that religious principle should be given more importance than. So yeah, this is also good. Like for example, politics and sociology, people will try to run the country very nicely, or they would like to acquire more economic wealth. The person who has acquired more economic wealth is given very great position and respect, like this. But Arjuna says, no, religious principles are better. So humanly speaking, that is good. Dharma is better than politics. Why we should go behind adharma? Correct. But higher than the so-called religious principle, the important than the religious formularies, there is something higher. This science. So knowledge of matter, soul, and the supreme. Again, Prabhupada is mentioning these three. And not just the matter and soul like a Mayavadi. The knowledge of the matter, soul, and the supreme. Science of Krishna, we already saw. Krishna. So there is no separate science of soul without science of Krishna. So knowledge of matter and soul and the supreme is even more important than religious work. Many times Sanskriti. No, bhakti is higher. Bhakti and Krishna consciousness is a lot more higher than claiming oneself to be in bodily concept and so many things. One doctor who became a devotee, he was telling how when he became newly devotee before coming to Mayapur, we met him in Mayapur. He's a friend. He said that I was a student in college. When I took up Krishna consciousness initially, I was thinking that these Britishers have come, they have looted India, and they are kind of enemies. They try to thrust the Western ideas into us, and they are very bad like that. And all I was thinking, Mataji. Now I come to International Society for Krishna Consciousness, I see here. It is not like that. I certainly getting elevated like that. So now we are learning through the Zoom. The Zoom is provided by some foreign country. And we are learning Bhagavad Gita. It's a good facility. They are not, we consider somebody friend, somebody enemy. I am Indian. Indian संस्कृति में हमको टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं चाहिए. हम bullock cart में जाएंगे. What is Krishna consciousness? Cow and bull protection. So I will go in bullock cart. And I will use only firewood. I won't use gas cylinder or induction stove. This is not Krishna consciousness. Wrong idea. Developing affection to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in various ways of devotional service through any means. Let it be Zoom, let it be some technology, let it be gas cylinder and stove. Prabhupada installed gas cylinder and stove in foreign countries. They offered to very, very nice deities in Vrindavan. Prabhupada asked them to buy gas cylinder and Krishna Balaram installation ceremony Prabhupada made. Then suddenly you go back to firewood. Why? Whom are you following, Prabhupada or somebody else? Considering the body to be permanent and considering the religious principles of the life the religious principles should be given more importance than politics and sociology, he thought. But the knowledge of the matter, soul, and the supreme is even more important than the religious formalities. Whatever formulas, there are many, many formulas in the religious. Certainly, spiritual knowledge is high. So, the people who are so very religious, they pose themselves to be very learned men. They speak a lot of Sanskrit. If you go to, I have been to Kasi, Prayag, and all. There are big, big Brahmanas who are very big men. They continuously conduct some Sarada ceremony and others for others, and they're real rich. And they speak very differently. Like their head will be always up. When we go there, we need to bow down, and they will take a superior position like that. And when we go to Kumbh Mela, we'll find even more. Many learned men, many yogis. They'll be proud. We cannot see inside out. There's no transparency. No casual inside out. Full of ego. Ego. Anger, ego. All these things are part of it. Falsely, not meaningfully. So as he did not happen to be very learned man, he was consequently lamenting for something which was not. So the lamentation will take over the person who is in this position. Too much religiosity, bodily based. So the bodily based designation will vanquish today or tomorrow. Any designation, anything which you see now is temporary. Therefore, body is not as important as the soul. So who is actually learned? Whoever is originally learned, for him there is no cause of lamentation, regardless of the condition of the material body. Yeah. Now Sankhya Tattva is going to start for another 10 slokas till 22, sloka number 20. That's very, very important. Let us do it tomorrow. Already started till 20 sloka. Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments?
Mataji, when Arjun and Krishna first time meet?
Arjuna is not younger to Krishna. Krishna's mother was jailed, and Krishna grew up in Vrindavan. And for many years, Krishna didn't come out of Vrindavan. And when he was a youth, he came out of Vrindavan, but he released his parents in Mathura. He killed Kamsa and went to Shantipini Muni's ashram for learning, education. And I think it is Rajasuya sacrifice, or I don't remember. But totally they were grown up. When they were kind of grown up, that time only they met first, not in the childhood. Because most of Krishna's childhood were in Vrindavan and then Mathura and Dwaraka. In Krishna book it is there. Yeah. In no. Vanavas, Subhadra was married. We have to check Krishna book. It is there. We have to check throughout. When we read Krishna book, we can find out. Maybe I'll find out and tell you, or you can also check it out. Nice.
Yeah, it is, they are, I think, a grown-up position, right? I think in some places it is said that when, marriage of Arjun and Draupadi was happening that time, and sometime, some say that, when Khando pressed, there is fight. So when they meet, but I more accurate, I think, when Draupadi Swayamvar, I think, happening.
Yeah, maybe, but when he was grown up only, that much I know very clearly.
Yeah.
Because Kunti, I sent you one chapter in Kurukshetra war field, they were meeting. That time Kunti will tell that, my dear brother, I was like an anath when they were setting fire, when we were running to forest and all that. There was nobody, even though I had elder brother and all that. I was like an anath. I didn't feel any. So the Vasudev felt very, very bad, and he said, my dear sister, what can I do? I was also arrested by Kamsa. I was also in the jail. I am helpless. I was not able to help you. This conversation is happening between both of them. So the brother and sister were not able to meet each other or help each other. Because Kunti and all were tortured by this Pancha Pandavas. Little later, the Kamsa was the first killing, biggest killing. You know what? Kamsa is the head of chief of all Asuras. The Duryodhana and all came later. They are all small Asuras. But Kamsa was the largest and biggest Asura. He was the master planned. Actually, they are all Asuras from lower planetary system. And they planned to be born in king families and take over the kingdom of the earth. There is one methodology to catch the earth. This is strategic planning. So what they did is they planned strategically that we will do one thing, going and fighting and killing the kings and becoming a king, then people will not accept. But a king's son will become king naturally. So what we will do, we'll take human bodies and will penetrate into the kingly families and will be born as children. So this Kamsa is the master planner and he is the primary Asura. So Krishna killed him. But so this conversation between Vasudeva and Kunti in that Kshetra, what is that? I sent you that again.
Yeah, but my main, Mataji, my main question was, because someone asked me that means how it is possible that if Arjun is not even met in his childhood, but we know that Arjun become Gunakesh when he was in childhood, means when he was practicing this archery, right? So at that time he himself means itself become that much caliber of Gunakesh. So but for example we not met in no in through his own, so we are not chanting. So he was also not made to Krishna, so he was also not chanting of Krishna name. So I think how then
No, the same rules and regulations of today you cannot apply to this Kali Yuga. So chanting venting and all छोड़ो, वो पहले ही कृष्ण का भक्त था from birth. The reason is he is already is Vishaka Sakhi, Vishaka, Lalita, Vishaka.
yeah, but how can anyone chant Krishna Krishna?
That is the spirit soul. The spirit soul, the development of spirit soul is not the same. Oh, ISKCON के अंदर आना पड़ेगा भक्त बनाने के लिए.
No, means I
What
want
is this
to tell,
ISKCON and FISKCON?
no, means first he should know who is Krishna, then he will chant.
He already,
Even
there are 2 or 3 methods. I'll tell you what it is.
yeah.
What is the first process of devotional service?
Sorry.
What is the first process of devotional service?
Adhav Shraddha means if we will.
No. 9 processes of devotional service is there, no?
Yes,
What is
Shravan.
the
Hearing.
Sravanam? It is not Kirtanam, it is Sravanam. So his mother Kunti will tell, no, then Kamsa was killed. Supreme Lord, that already Devaki was going in the chariot, and the Akashamani told that the Supreme Lord will appear as your 8th child. Whoever came for the wedding, everybody heard. Everybody heard that the Supreme Lord will appear in the womb of Devaki as 8th son. And really he appeared. Then he grew up in Gokula, and then Vrindavana. Then he came and killed Kamsa, and before killing Kamsa, he killed Agasura, Bagasura, Putana. So many asuras were killed. Krishna is quite famous, Baba, as Supreme Lord. And Sravanam, the 16,108 wives, 16,100 wives were prince girls who were daughters of kings were captured by Baumashura and kept on a fort on top of Meru. And they heard about Krishna. And then they prayed for him to come and save them. Same way Rukmini, she has never seen Krishna. She wrote a letter. I have heard about you. You have come, you are the Supreme Lord. I would like to get married to you. She's already Lakshmi. She's already Lakshmi. So in this lifetime only, you think this, you're very seriously believing you're this body. And this is only life. The spirit soul each of the spirit soul may be advanced in Krishna consciousness, and they are called Krishna conscious level. If you chant 1 round in this life, next life, which round you'll chant?
2.
Second round only you'll chant. So somebody is already fixed up in the service of Krishna can come advancing in this life. So you see all the souls to be the same, and you see no carried value of the devotion which they have performed earlier or their constitutional position. So you are born in ignorance doesn't mean everybody is born in ignorance. Every spirit soul has a certain level of advancement in spirituality, right?
Yes.
And it's not the same. And it's not the same. One person may be envious of Krishna, like Kamsa. He's born with enviousness. Somebody may be born in ignorance, like us. So हम आकर ISKCON में चैंटिंग किया, अर्जुना आकर ISKCON में चैंटिंग किया, इसीलिए उनको नहीं मिलेगा. ये क्या बकवास, किस लोग आपके साथ बात करता है, उनको बुलाकर आओ, मैं भी एक बार बात करूं उनसे.
No, means it was saying that he became because he always
in the name of discussing Krishna consciousness without Prabhupada's books will end up like this only. So very simple to understand. There is nothing much complicated. That by hearing about Krishna those days, everybody knows Supreme Lord has appeared. That is why Kamsa was sending Putana. Putana is a very, very big witch. She's very famous and very powerful. To engage her, Kamsa has to pay very well. So she is going. So you think unless Big news. It's a big news. Till today, Ramayana is very famous. Till today, Mahabharata is very famous, even in the villages. If a common man can know, why not the relatives know the Supreme Lord has appeared in my family? And they talk the glories of the Supreme Lord among the family members. So Kunti is a great devotee. Two people very clearly know from very beginning Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead. From very beginning. That is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada in Srimad Bhagavatam, that Bhishma and Kunti. From very beginning they know Supreme Lord is appearing, is going to appear in as eighth child of Devaki, and then child appeared. They know everything. They know he is Supreme Personality of God. Kunti and Bhishma. So Kunti is the mother of the 5 children. You think the mother will, Kunti will bring up the children uselessly without telling anything about Krishna, like your mother brought you up? Eat and sleep and get settled. Indian mother, Indian father. You think like that, Kunti? Yesterday only we saw gay, exalted Vaishnavi. Why? She came in the warfield and fought. She didn't come to the warfield. She created Krishna conscious children. If a devotee begets a child, what will the devotee teach from very beginning? If they even doesn't know Krishna directly, also they will talk about Krishna, Vishnu. How? Varaha avatar, Vamana avatar, Nrsimha avatar. So many hundreds of avatars have happened before the appearance of even Krishna. Even that also she will give education. Hari Bhakti. A devotee's house is filled with Hari Bhakti. So we should not underestimate Arjuna. They are all pure devotees, they born in devotee family. Mother is a devotee. Later, during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, both Kunti and Pandu, they came and they were in Jagannath Puri. They had 5 children. All the 5 children again came. Ramanandaraya, Bhavanandaraya is the name of the father. And Gopinatha Pattanayaka is Bhima. And I think Yudhishthira also some Raya. All 5 of them were born as became. Ramanandaraya is Arjuna. Constitutional position matters, baby. Don't judge Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada, you, everybody is same. Huh? Even though Prabhupada, for preaching purpose, he will show that as if he didn't know and his father taught him Krishna consciousness. But he's a Nitya Siddha Bhakta. So spontaneously, he picked up very quickly with a little association with the spiritual master.
Yes, Mataji.
Kunti is a devotee mother. She brought up the 5 children. That's all should be told. Then you should understand from that.
Yes. And second question is that means it is written that 2.10 that because it appears that the talk between the master and disciple are openly exchanged in the presence of both army, so that all were benefited. So apart from Arjun, who get benefited?
Very good question. Prabhupada is telling this in one of the lecture. We can even hear lectures of this second chapter. Prabhupada has given more than 50, 70 lectures on this. I mean, within the first 2, 3 chapters, many lectures are there. So in one of the lecture, Prabhupada is telling that simply the presence of Krishna in between the armies, all the army men saw him before they died. One time. Point number 1, even enemy's army. So benefiting is not just by knowledge. Benefiting is by the presence of the Supreme Lord and the glance of the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada is mentioning this, one of the lecture. So that everybody will see Krishna in both the armies. Before dying. They are going to die within this 1 week, 10 days, they are all going to die. Many, almost everybody. Very little people were remaining. So, that is also Prabhupada is mentioning the presence of Krishna, the sound vibration of Krishna. Everything is a benefit, not just the knowledge. So, we are getting benefited and everybody also got benefited by knowledge also. What is the knowledge? I am not this body, I am spirit, soul. If I die, I will get another body. If I get another body, why should I? If the old shirt is torn, we get a new shirt. Then we don't mind, okay, take the shirt, no problem. When you seriously believe we are the body, then it's very difficult for us to give it up. But when we understand we have taken thousands and thousands of bodies, then death is not fearful for them. So Krishna's knowledge giving is beneficiary for even us and for everybody. So we should know what Krishna spoke, no? After that, we know what benefit it is. So even the enemy's party, many of them really loved Krishna. And but like for example, the Narayani Sena of Krishna was on the other side. Without loving the king, how they will be joining the army? Entire Dwarka army was on Duryodhana's side. So they are all going to die. They all will benefit, even the opposite side. They all want to very seriously listen if Krishna is speaking something. What did Krishna speak? We have not yet seen. So let us see what benefit it is. This benefit is something different than what we really expect. If we can answer the questions of Arjuna, then what is the difference between a Supreme Lord coming and speaking and we speaking? We cannot. So Krishna is giving some other extra terrestrial, extra special knowledge and information, enlightenment, which will benefit everybody. Every spirit soul can get benefited. If they have some faith, Duryodhana didn't have faith. Those people who had faith on both the sides, they all got benefited. Everybody got benefited. Prabhupada says that all the people in that war field got benefited because of this.
Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Okay. Any questions, you post it. I'll try to answer whenever I see. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय महाराज की जय।